legs straight and roll outward. Roll the arms outward, palm of the hand facing the sky. Keep the shoulder blades flat onto the ground. Slide the shoulder blades over the waist and pull the back of the head away from the shoulder. Close your eyes. And allow your body to soften. Inhale deeply. And exhale fully with your mouth. Release all tensions. One more time. Relax your forehead, eyebrows, and the skin between the eyebrows. Relax your eyes and let them sink deeper into the skull. Relax the skin of your face and clench your jaw and let your lips open slightly. Relax your throat, neck, and shoulders, arms, forearms, and hands. Relax your back, muscles of your back, and your spine, vertebra per vertebra. Relax your belly and the whole abdominal area. Relax your hips, your groins. Relax your legs, knees, ankles, and feet. Bring your attention into your breathing cycle and start observing every aspect of your breath. Which part of your body moves the most, chest or belly? If both moves, which one moves first? Observe without changing anything. Observe simply to know yourself. Observe the length of your breathing cycle. Inhalation and exhalation have the same length, or one of them is naturally longer. Observe the small pauses between inhalation and exhalation, and between exhalation and inhalation, the small moments where everything stops, even your breath. Become aware of the 4 phases of your breathing cycle: inhalation, pause, exhalation, pause. Even there, observe. Is one of the 2 pauses longer? Observe also that your throat remains relaxed and open even during the pauses. 3 more observing breaths. At the end of the 3rd, take control and create a long, slow, and steady breath. Observe your body expanding with every inhalation and gently contracting with every exhalation. Long, slow, steady breath. Keep your breath deep but soft, easy. Observe your chest expanding with every inhalation. Observe the ribs moving closer together with every exhalation. Keep a long, slow, and steady breath. Still keeping this long breath. Now, inhale deeply. And exhale passively. So let simply the air go out, flows out. Inhale deeply. And exhale passively. Inhale deeply. And exhale passively. Inhale deeply. Exhale passively. And one more time. Inhale deeply. And exhale passively. Now, inhale deeply. And exhale first passively and then actively. Observe how much air you still have into your lungs. So inhale deeply. Exhale passively and actively. Using then the muscles of your body to squeeze the air out. Inhale actively. Exhale first passively, simply letting the air out, and then squeezing the air out. 3 more breaths. Inhale deeply. Exhale passively and actively. At the end of the 3rd breath, for 3 breaths, inhale actively, exhale passively, and hold the breath. Relax your body. Relax your face, your throat. Relax your belly. And when you need to, inhale again deeply. Exhale passively. And hold the breath again, softly. One more time. Inhale deeply. Exhale passively and hold the breath. While holding the breath, observe the feelings, the emotions. Observe how you feel. Keep your face relaxed and your body relaxed. And then go back to normal breath. Observe your breath becoming lighter and lighter, more and more subtle. Observe your body moving just a tiny bit. You don't need much air to leave. The last moments. Now, bend your knees, roll on your right side. Push with the left hand and sit in Dandasana. Okay, in this position, keep the 2 big toes touching and the heels gently apart. And now I want you to look at your feet. to see, to check if your feet are just moving outward or inward, or if they're completely flat. So imagine that you have a wall just touching your feet, and observe if your feet are flat against the wall, this imaginary wall, or if it's the outer side of your feet touching, or the inner side of your feet. Just become aware of your normal position, of your starting position. And then, once that you have your starting position, put it flat. So if the outer side of your feet is forward compared to the inner one, roll the leg inward, and observe that rolling the leg inward will help you push the inner side forward just a tiny bit. If it's just the other side, so if it's the inner side pushing forward, roll the leg gently outward to get your feet flex. Once that you have that position, imagine that you want to push your thighs down. Well, not imagine, just push your thighs down by using the muscles of your leg. If you have the hyperextension on the knees, when you push with your legs down, with your thighs down, you're going to have the heel lifting. So if you have this condition, keep your heel on the ground, but imagine that you want to lift the kneecap toward the hip. So you still have a gentle activation of the thighs, even though not too strong, because otherwise the heels will be lifted. So the legs are active. Now push the heels forward and observe that if you don't pay attention, the feet won't be flat again. Just change the position. Go back to the normal pose, to the starting position. So check that, observe that, and then without compromising the position of the feet, push the heels forward. I'll just leg in case. Keep the sternum lifted and shoulder blades down. So the legs, thighs, hamstring, tibias, and calf muscles are all gently active. Okay, now take your strap, your yoga strap, and put the strap just around the right leg, just the right feet, sorry. Okay, keep the two side of the strap on the hand, push the heel forward, and observe that when you push the heel forward, this muscle will be active. Use the hand to move the front side of the feet back to you. Now, push the thighs a little bit more down to the ground. So if you have hyperextension on the knees like me, the heel will be lifted a lot. Now I want you to use the hamstrings to bring the heel down. So it's quite hard. It's not an easy task because you still have the front side of the leg working, but I want you to activate also the back side of the leg. Okay. And now, keeping the leg active like that. Use the strap to lift the leg. Keep the leg straight and active. Keep the center lifted, shoulder blades down. Keep the weight on your sitting bones. Stay there. And go down. Yeah, it's a weird way, I know. Now let's gonna do on the other side. So take the strap, center lifted, shoulder blades down. Push the heel forward and use the strap to help bring the front side of the feet toward you. Now, activate your thigh as much as you can to push your thighs down. So the heel may lift. But once you have this activation of the thighs, I want you to bring the heel down, activating the back of the leg. Also, back of the leg. And now, still keeping both the hamstring and the quadricep active, lift the leg. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Breaths. At the end of the third, go down. Put the belt away. We're gonna use it later. And now, tabletop position. Roll the arms outwards, lie the shoulder blades over the waist. Put the feet as wide as the mat. Tuck your toes under. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay. Now, from this position, tilt your hip forward and push the chest toward your knees. Stay there. Walk back with your hand and come up. So now we're gonna just focus on the activation of different muscles on your legs. We're still gonna activate group of muscles, but I want you to really focus on especially thighs and hamstring. So right leg forward, left leg back, hip squared. Now, gently bend your right leg. You can put your hands on the waist, but it's just a find a comfortable position because we're not working on the upper chest, upper side of the body now. So keeping the right leg gently bent, start activating the quadriceps like you want to lift the kneecap. Just activate and release, activate and release, activate and release, activate and release. Just become aware of this muscle. Now, straighten your leg and imagine that you want to squeeze the 2 feet together without moving, but just move activate the front left leg and back right leg. Bring it together without bringing it together. I know that it's weird, but just imagine that you want to move the right foot back and the left foot forward and release. Activate and release. Activate and release. Activate and release. You have it, Tara? Okay. So now activate the leg in this way and keep it there. I want you to feel the left quadricep active and the right hamstring active. And I release. Now, bend your right leg again and keeping the right leg bent to exactly the same position. So imagine that you want to squeeze the 2 legs, one against the other. Observe the activation of the muscles. It's gonna be different. And release. Now, activate. And still keeping this activation, really slowly, start straightening your right leg. While you straighten your leg, you're gonna feel both activation on the right leg, the back leg and the front leg together. Do you have it? Okay. So when you activate your legs in this way, well, it's more demanding, that's for sure. But you put your attention on your muscles. You feel which muscles is working. And the more you let your muscles work, the more you put your awareness there. Once that you have the awareness, then you can step back. Because you know where the tensions, the good tensions, the working tension is. So you're not just doing an asana, because yeah, I know that I can do that. No, it's how you do it, which muscle you are using. So it's a different level. And while doing so, you can solve 2 problems. One, stability, because the legs are active. You're squeezing the 2 legs. You're activating both the front side and the back side of your legs. So they're stable, they're strong. And another really big plus of activating the leg in this position is in case you have the upper extension of the knees. Because while doing so, you won't be able to let your knee go back. I have the upper extension, you know. So if I don't do any of those activations, my knee can go like that. So, well, actually, I'm gonna just, so you can see better. So this one is the straight leg. I can go all the way like that. And this is really unsafe. But since when I activate the 2 legs, look at that. Just strengthen the leg. And when the leg is strong, is active, and is straight, the upper extension is not allowed. because you have the upper extension on the knees where you let the ligament take all the work. So you're not activating the legs, and it's just whoop. So it's not safe. Okay. So now, using the same technique, so you push the left leg forward, right leg back, keeping the hip squared. Bend the knee, both knees, and feel the activation even on the hips, even on the buttocks. Now, straighten both legs and tilt your hip backward. Imagine that you want to lift your kneecap to activate a little bit more your thighs, to feel a little bit more your thighs. And push your big toes down to add more stability. Once that the lower part of the body is stable, then you can play. You can play almost every posture. Let's do it on the other side. So right leg back, left leg forward, hip squared. And now start moving the right leg forward, left leg back. And observe the activation of your legs, of the muscles, of different muscles. And release. Now, bend your left leg just a tiny bit. And do exactly the same. Right feet forward, left feet back. And observe which muscles are active. And release. Now, activate the 2 feet. And keeping the leg active, start straightening millimeter per millimeter, straighten the left leg. And observe how the hamstring is working. Observe also how the hips are squared without even working for it. If you do it activating all those muscles, all the legs muscles, you're going to feel the stretch on your right psoas. And your hips are completely squared. Just using this movement of the feet without moving the feet. And now, bend both legs. Activate your legs like you want your legs to be like marbles, and straighten your legs millimeter by millimeter without losing this active tension of the muscles. And observe how your legs are stable, strong. Push your big toes down. And relax. Now, put your feet parallel to each other. And now, move the 2 feet without moving. Again, move the 2 feet, one toward the other. Observe your legs. Often, When you do so, your legs roll inward. Don't allow your legs to go inward. Keep it straight. Keep the knees aligned over your toes. And squeeze your legs without compromising that. Observe which muscles you are using to do so. And observe if there's some movement on the hips. It can happen or not. Observe if you have some tension on the knees. Become aware of every small change on your legs. Do the same, pushing the feet out. And observe which muscles is active now, even to the buttocks. And relax. Okay. Now, this movement, that is the squeezing or the pushing away, can be used also in asanas like Trikonasana. Trikonasana is tricky if you have the upper extension on the knees, because you often think to so many things that you forget your foundations. It's normal, but it's not exactly the things to do. So, put your right leg forward, left leg back, left feet at 45 degrees, right feet pointing to the right. Tilt your hip to the right like usual. And now, bend your right leg and check already the alignment of the knee. If your knee is moving inward, you know that you can roll the leg outward to create this alignment. Keeping the alignment, start pushing with the feet against the ground. Just pushing with the feet against the ground, straightening the leg. We'll move the groin, the inner groin, a little bit forward, kind of to open the hip. But pay attention on the knees, because there too, you can have some rotation. So keep the alignment. And once that you have this position, activate, like you did before, both the front and the back side of your leg. So to do so, bend your knee and straighten the knee together. Do the same. Do both. Another thing that you can add is pushing your big toe forward, but just doing so, you will have a gentle rotation of the leg that will help you keep the alignment in place. Feel the groin. And now move to the back leg. Also in the back leg, you can have the hyperextension on the knee. So even there, activate both front and back side of the leg. Like you want to bend the knee, but straighten the knee. You may feel also the activation of the calf muscles. And it's good. Once that you have the awareness of the muscles involved, then you can step back and relax to a certain point the muscles of your legs without compromising the stability, without compromising the alignment, but feeling an easier way to stay there. Remember that when you enter a position, whichever it is, the idea is to be in the position for quite a bit of time. So if you're using too much the muscles, you will drain your energy. You need to let the energy flow. And the energy flows where the muscles are not completely active, not completely stiff. If they're stiff, the energies won't flow. So they have to be activated, have to be just in place, just to secure the place, just to secure the body. But then the energies have to flow. So keeping the leg in this position and the Trikonasana. Don't compromise the legs. So keep on focusing on the legs. And really slowly come back up. Change leg. Do you remember all the things that we did? I don't. I remember just a bit. But first thing first, check the alignment. So to check the alignment, the easiest way is to bend your front leg. If it's moving inward, then roll the leg outward. Then activate your legs and straighten your legs. Keep it strong and tilt your hip to the left. Okay. Keep the legs strong, both legs, not just the front one. The front one is easy because it's the direction. But don't forget the left, the back one. Even in that leg, you want to have the both side of the leg active. So in case, bend your knee and keeping the knee gently bent, start activating the muscles to straighten the leg again. And now I want you to play. Play with different muscles, play with different pushes, that is. We already worked with the squeezing of the legs and the moving away of the legs. Try and do it there. And observe how it changes or how every movement that you do have an impact on your position. And there's no right or wrong. Once the alignment, once the position is safe, then you can play with it. There is no right or wrong, but there are advantages and disadvantages in every variation. So if you are in this position, we already pushed the feet forward. Now try and move the 2 feet together and observe how different muscles are active. While doing so, the leg is even more active, so safer. And while doing so, you can have the hip tilted forward already, which can be beneficial. It depends on what you want to do later. While if you push the feet away from each other, you kind of tilt your hip back. So become aware of every small movement that you can do with your legs, and not only with your legs. Play with it, especially because you're a teacher. Play with all those feelings. You have to find your own variation that maybe can explain something to your client, can help your client to move in a different way. So find your variation to allow your body to be stable, to be strong, to be aligned, and to enter Trikonasana. Find your own version without compromising the stability and the alignment of the legs. Don't forget the back leg. And really slowly come back up. I think that you can feel different muscles, even on your feet. If you did it quite intensively, you can even feel it on your feet. Good, Dan.
Ellie?
Yes.
I feel quite a lot like in the back of the knee.
Yeah, okay. You have this tightness. We talked about it before the class, okay? Yeah. So since this part of your body is quite tight, while doing so, you're activating also the, actually you're activating the myofascia. So it is normal to feel that in your condition.
But behind the knee though, not behind the thigh. Yeah, there, yeah.
Yes, here.
Yeah.
It's just because you're not tight just on here. It's the whole back muscles. It's the whole chain which is tight. And while doing so, you're putting awareness on that. That is, I think that you felt a sort of stretch, not a pain. It was not in the joint. It was not inside. It was just on the back. If it's on the back, then it's okay. If it's inside, you know that you're pushed a little bit too much. But if you're working with the muscles and that's why the alignment is super important. If the alignment is good and the joint is aligned and it's safe, you can feel the muscles around also to lengthen that area. So, did I? Okay, that's good. So now go down, because we're gonna keep on working on that tightness. Because I can tell you that you're not the only one which is flexible on the upper part, but tight on the back. So don't worry. Lay down. Take the belt, put the left feet down, and put the belt around the right feet. So now, first thing first, check the starting position of your feet. So even there, check if your feet is flat, imagining that you have your roof just against the feet, or if it's the outer side of the feet or the inner side of the feet forward. Once that you have that, do the adjustment that you need and take the belt. Okay, now roll the hip gently forward to have more pressure on your sacrum. So you're already going to feel a stretch on the leg. Even if normally Paschimottanasana is not a problem for you. But I think that you already feel some, that is, it's not difficult, but you can feel that it's stretching. Now, push your heel up to the sky. Still keeping the sacrum down. So actually, the lumbar spine is not really flat on the ground. Okay. Now, take the two sides of the bring up the belt with the left leg, with the left hand,
And try and slide the right hand under your lumbar spine. Is there enough space? If it's not, create that. And observe how the back of the leg is working. 3 breaths. Stay there. Just stay there. At the end of the 3rd breath, use the left arm to bring the leg a bit closer to the chest. Well, go to your maximum, but remember that the maximum with me is where you can still breathe with no problem. When you reach your maximum, 3 breaths, still keeping the sacrum down to the ground. And at the end of the 3rd, release and change leg. So put the belt around the left feet. Take the 2 sides of the belt with the arm, straighten your leg. Check the alignment of your feet. Check your starting position. And then push your heel up and push your sacrum down. Stay there. Keep on pushing the sacrum down and create already the place for your hand, because even there, even in this side, we're gonna slide the hand under. So take the 2 sides of the belt with the right hand and slide the left hand under your sacrum, your lumbar spine. Push your sacrum down. 3 breaths. At the end of the 3rd, use your right arm to bring the leg closer to the chest. Keep the sacrum down, so don't tilt your hips back. Keep it forward. Deep breaths. Go to your maximum. Still keeping your breath calm and easy, calm and soft. And at the end of the 3rd, relax. Now we're going to do something weird. Create a really small loop with the belt and put both feet inside the belt. Put the belt on the front side of your feet. Keep the 2 heels together. Flex your feet. Okay. It doesn't have to be completely super tight, but it has to be tight anyway. That is, the feet can move just 1 centimeter away from each other, but not more than that. Now, legs straight, sacrum down. And now, move the toes away from each other. Move the front of the feet away from each other. So you're kind of separating the feet. Breaths. And relax. Gonna do it again. Sacrum down. So you're kind of separating the front side of the feet. The heels are in contact. Flex your feet. Keep your feet flat. Keep your feet flat. Sacrum down. If you want to, you can slide the hands under your lumbar spine just to be sure that the sacrum is down, and push the front side of the feet away from each other. 3 breaths. And release. Take the belts away. And enter Dandasana again. Okay. Now, lift the sun, shoulder blades down. Push the heel forward. Keep the feet aligned. Keep the feet flat. Now, push your thighs down. Tilt your head forward. Put your hands over your thighs, over your tibias, sorry. And feel that the muscles of the tibias are active because you're flexing your feet. Sternum lifted, shoulder blades down. Move the toes as much as you can towards you and move the heel away from you. 3 breaths. Tilt your head forward. Okay, now round your spine and go down. Just use the gravity. Don't use the muscles of your upper part of the body. Just the legs are active. Only the legs are active. Keep on pushing the thighs down. Keep on pushing the heels away and the toes towards you. 3 breaths. At the end of the third, come back up. Bend your knees and grab the outer side of your feet. Okay. Walk forward with your heels. Okay, the knees are roughly at 90 degrees. Okay. Now, still keeping the feet flex. Push your spine back to stretch your back simply. 3 breaths. And focus where you need it the most. So listen to the messages of your body. At the end of the third breath, still pushing gently back, lift a little bit the right shoulder and observe how the stretch is moved toward the right shoulder blade. At the end of the third, lower your right shoulder and lift the left one. Keep on pushing the spine back, but always listening to the messages of your body. You want to focus the stretch where it's most needed, not where it's easier. Back to center. Cross leg position. Put your hands over your knees and create circles with your hips and lumbar spine. Both on one side. And on the other side. You can do Shavasana. You earned your Shavasana today.
Took everything you need to be comfortable in Shavasana. And as soon as you close your eyes, just for a brief moment, focus on your legs again, but be grateful to your body for everything that it did. And then move to your mind. Be grateful for your mind because it didn't find an excuse to follow the weird ideas of elements. And then let go. Just relax. At the end of Shavasana, I'm going to chant a mantra. And at the end of the mantra, I'm going to guide you out of the pose. Till that moment, just relax. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtin Vadanam Udvarukamiva Bandhanam Brityor Mukshiyam Amritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtin Vadanam Udvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyam Amritat Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtin Vadanam Udvarukamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiyam Amritat. Slowly, sun moving your toes and fingers, bring back the awareness into your body. Inhale deeply and exhale fully with your mouth. Release all tensions. One more time. Gently stretch your body. Bend your knees and roll on your right side. Stay on your right side for a brief moment before pushing with the left hand to sit up comfortably for the chant of 3 Om. Keep your spine straight yet relaxed. Hands in Jnana Mudra or Chin Mudra. Face, throat, shoulders relaxed. Inhale deeply. Put your hands in prayer position in front of the chest. Open your eyes. Namaste.